Good evening. Welcome to ET Live. I'm Bryce McClay.
Hey, B, what's going on? I am Jason Carter, and wow, just wow, we just saw the first live eviction on the season of Celebrity Big Brother. Huge news.
We also saw a major twist impact the game in a way that's never been done before. We have so Mooch to talk about. I'm really sorry. That was terrible.
We here at ET Live are so excited. I mean, over the moon, simply elated. In his first interview after his Celebrity Big Brother departure played out on air, we are excited to bring to you Anthony Scaramucci, exclusively here on ET Live. The Mooch in the house. Anthony, how you doing, man?
Hey, it's great to be here. It was sort of like too Mooch too soon. What can I say, right?
The puns.
Forever.
All right, Anthony.
Well, I couldn't help myself. I had to throw that in there, but I appreciate being on tonight. And I'm disappointed to see Jonathan go. I mean, I would have been disappointed to see anybody go, but he was a terrific housemate, a wonderful guy. And what I loved about it is we probably didn't think we had that much in common when we came into the house. And then all of a sudden, we were striking up friendships and had, I thought, really good chemistry. So I was super happy to be in there with those guys.
Anthony, it's safe to say that you are one of the breakout dramatic elements of the first episodes of Big Brother. I mean, the internet was just on fire trying to figure out what was going on. We had sleuths all over the country in the live feeds trying to figure out where the hell is the Mooch. But I have to know, because this twist of events is truly a little historic for the franchise. When CBS approached you to be on Big Brother, how did they pitch this to you?
Well, I tell you what, I sort of said no right away. I hope they don't mind me saying that on the air, because I didn't really know the show. And then two of the CBS executives came to see me while I was filming the Bill Maher episode right around Halloween when my book came out. And so my wife and I sat down with the two executives, and I thought we had great chemistry with them. And then they were explaining to me what they wanted to do. And they said something to me that really stuck with me. They said, hey, you didn't get really a second chance to be in the White House. Why don't you come on Big Brother? There's like a big national following, and you'll be able to expose your personality to people. And, we thought about it. I said, all right, it's high risk for me because I'm obviously an asset manager and running $10 billion of money. But I'm super glad I did it. It was really one of the most fun things I've done probably in my adult life. So that's how it came about. And so once they explained to me that they wanted there to be a twist, I said, okay. But this show is incredibly unscripted and very free-forming, so I never got to know what this twist was until about 15 minutes before I walked out of that house. So I did that recording, and then literally they whisked me out of the house out the back door.
Well, so Anthony, so you didn't know when it was pitched to you, you didn't know you were going to be a twist. You didn't know this was going to be a twist.
No. I knew there was I knew it was being. I'm sorry. I'm just saying I didn't know what the twist was.
Oh, got it.
Until 15 minutes before I left the house. What I knew was specifically what my departure date was going to be. I didn't know the exact time of my departure date, and I didn't know what narrative was going to be told about my departure. And then when I figured out what the narrative was, I said, okay, this is great because it's actually going to give my fellow housemates, particularly the ones that are on the block, a second chance. And so I thought that was a really cool idea. And so I hope you could see my enthusiasm when I was explaining it to my housemates that they had this opportunity to save themselves.
Absolutely. And this is kind of historic for Big Brother because I don't think that we've ever seen this sort of twist play out the way that it did. Big Brother is notorious for having twists that they teased before the season when the house guests have been sequestered. We've seen a saboteur twist, not mole twist, but Team America twist, America's player. Yep. I just wanted to know, why do you think they kept this a secret from the audience? And why is it revealed it out this way?
Listen, it's a really good question. They asked me to keep it confidential. Even after I'd left the house, they asked me to keep it confidential. So they wanted there to be that level of suspense on both sides. I have to tell you, the CBS publicity team was amazing on this. Great coordination, great teamwork, because we were able to keep the thing airtight, that there was a twist. Obviously, I didn't know what the twist was going to be, so that was super airtight. And then when I left the house, obviously I've been out of the house for about a couple of days. And so when the live feeds went on, I was like, oh, man, people are going to figure out right away that I'm out of the house. And so I was in Switzerland looking at the live feeds, and then I saw my face in black and white. My competitive instincts were like, I want to go back in the house and see if I could turn that face back to color again. So I felt bad about that.
So, what did you think the twist was, though? Because I know they have these shows to protect the integrity of the competitors and the creative of the show. They can't reveal too much. In your own opinion, Anthony, what did you think the twist was going to be?
So it's a really good question. I thought what was going to end up happening is it was going to be like me leaving as a get out of jail free card. So in other words, when I walked into the house and there was like 2 chairs there, guys. I don't know if you remember. The minute we walked in, looked like the standard set, 2 chairs. Then we came back from the competition, and then the couch was there, or that love seat, rather than the 2 purple chairs. So I was thinking, okay, maybe I'm sort of like the sacrificial lamb here, and the other people get a get out of jail free card. So I didn't necessarily think it was going to be another veto or something like that.
That's very interesting. Now, Anthony, you said that you talked to Omarosa before you entered the house. Did you reveal to her what your role was going to be?
Not at all. In fact, Omarosa and I have a very good relationship, and so the minute the live feeds came on, Omarosa texted me and she said, "Are you okay? I mean, what happened?" And I said, "Well, I'm totally okay, but you got to tune in on Friday night to really understand what happened." She was like, "Oh, okay, as long as you're okay." So, and then I gave her a well-deserved shout out on Twitter because, she really was instrumental in a lot of ways of talking me into doing it. She had such a great time. And now that I've done it, and let's face it, fellas, there's only maybe 220 or so people that have lived in the Big Brother house. And so it's such a unique experience. I'm just so glad that I did it. And hopefully I've created a bond with the 11 other guys, men and women that were in there, because I really enjoyed their personalities and had a great time.
That's something really awesome to hear, because you're immersed in this culture, and like you just said, you bonded with your fellow housemates. Do you think you could have gone to Julie, or, well, one question, when you found out you were going to leave, did you want to leave? And then in addition to that, could you have gone to Julie and been like, "Hey, I'm actually really liking what's going on here. I'm vibing. Can I stay in the house?"
Well, listen, the truth is, a very competitive guy. So once I got in there, I was like, okay, I got to keep my face in color for as long as possible. But no, I didn't really think that, because I sort of had an agreement with them, and I had a handshake with them that was going to be the direction that we were going in. So what was interesting, and I have to confess this to you guys, the last night that I had in the house, I did not sleep, because I was like, okay, what's going to happen? How is this going to play out, and so forth. And so you guys probably know this, but sometimes they pop the lights on in that house, and they play super loud music in the morning. I was already up, so I wasn't jarred by that. So, but what can I say? I mean, I had a little bit of that stress of, geez, what's this going to be, and how is this going to turn out? But what did you guys think? Did you like the competition? I thought it was very cute.
Yeah. Cute's a good word, Mooch, for the competition. I mean, this is definitely a interesting season, but we're so early into it. We're really excited for more twists, but I don't think anything could top this, Anthony. This is one for the books, buddy.
Mean, I've been watching Big Brother a long time, and I was very shocked at the way that this played out, and I think it grabbed news. I mean, that's what I was going to ask you. What is the social reaction? How hard it must have been for you to keep this a secret?
Oh, big time, because there were people calling me a quitter. And listen, I've been fired before. Let's face it, guys. I'm probably one of the most famous firings of the last 5 years. I got blown from the White House in 11 days. So, but I'm not a quitter. And so I would, to me, when people were saying I was a quitter, I was surprised by that. There was one of the anchors on Page 6 TV, though. He was like, "Nah, this guy's not a quitter. There's got to be something else in there." So I thought the speculation was fun. But to be truthful, I'm super glad that it came out as to what happened. So people know, definitely not a quitter, but it was a twist. I wanted to be part of that. You have to expect the unexpected about this show. And this show basically turned my family, my wife and her friends are still laughing at me on the stupid electrical horse. And so they've been turned into super fans as a result of this whole thing. So,
Anthony, I'm still laughing at you
Yeah,
on the awards, buddy. Question though.
No, but the show is so addicting.
It is. I mean, we're watching
question.
We're watching, look, Ricky doing the Running Man, Lolo handing out the veto award. But I want to ask you about the last game they had to play, because it was a game all about you and things that you said. Cleverly done. You dropping all these little Easter eggs throughout conversations with your housemates. Were you surprised by the people who got it right or offended by the people who didn't? Because it shows who was really paying attention.
No. You know, listen, you may have caught that in like the first episode. I sort of immediately bonded with Kato and Tom. So I'm not. I would have thought Kato or Tom would have won. So I wasn't, surprised by that actually. So having said that, I had a good relationship with the other people. But it was sort of like I was in there as an Easter egg treasure hunt, if you will. And if you were paying attention, you picked up on some of those clues. And by the way, there were some of those things that were, happened to me in my career that were sort of true and false as well. So, and you can see the reaction of these guys. That was one of the funner parts for me, is to watch the show tonight with my family and friends and to see my buddies inside the house have that reaction. I really think I spoofed them. So, guys, don't be mad at me. I was trying to give you a second chance there, and sorry to see Jonathan go, but I have to tell you, I had an amazing time, and I'm so happy that I did it, and it was a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
Well, thank you so much, Anthony. And actually, you being a house guest in the Big Brother house was, in fact, fake news, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, that also surprised me. I don't know, crazy. Fake. Because we're in that world now, guys. What can I tell you?
Oh my God. Well, no, it was great watching you. Yeah,
it was amazing. I mean, look. Anthony, I've read stuff in the media, and now I feel like me and you are buddies. I've bonded with you. I wanted to ask you one final question. I think that everyone watching wants to know, who does Anthony Scaramucci, the Mooch, think will win Big Brother?
Oh, this is a great question.
I think it's an amazing question. So what I saw is that people who are coming very hard at the game in the beginning, they have a tendency to have a reverse coalition built against them. And so what I would say to people, and I said this to my housemates, you've got to be honestly duplicitous in this house. You can't be like these Washington nasty people. Right. You got to tell people, I'm with you until there's a change of events, because what you know about these alliances, fellas, the alliances axiomatically cannot last because you only have one survivor. So I think the people that are going to do the best are probably the most direct. So my hunch is that Kato is going to continue to advance. I think Tamar is a very straight-up person as well. No knock against the other people. Tom is wickedly smart, but I wish I could get like a phone call from a friend at the Tom, which of course I can't. And what I would say to Tom is, slow down. Don't overthink it. Tom and I played about 15 hours of chess together, and he has a tendency to think 3 or 4 moves ahead, which is very good in some ways. But if you can anticipate those moves, you can hit him on the other side. So to me, I think Kato and Tamar are two of the people that are playing the game in that mama bear way, which will probably cause them to advance further rounds. So I can't tell you honestly I have a favorite because I loved everybody in there. But those from an analytical point of view are the ones I think are impressing me. But if I could just leave the interview on one note, we walked in, so many differences. Everybody's got a media profile and personality, but it's a real lesson to everybody. You have to meet people to really get to understand them and who they are. And you can take away all that two-dimensional characterization and just become human beings. And so that's a big message for Big Brother, and frankly, a big message for the country. We got so much more in common than what separates us. So I was glad that CBS left that soundbite in there for me on the way out the door.
Yeah, that's got chills.
Yeah,
that was,
seriously.
Mooch, you're preaching the gospel here. So powerful.
But
you need to be playing Big Brother.
I mean, I'm
you
just
need to be playing the game, I think. I don't know. I'm sad to see you leave. Now, after all that, I'm really, really sad.
Well, I hear you, but I'm grateful to be on your show, and hopefully you guys will invite me back and I can do some analysis for you, because I'm totally hooked on the show now. I mean, I'm stuck with it. I'll be mainlining the show for the next couple of weeks.
Well, yeah, we'd love to have you back.
For sure. Anthony, thank you so much again.
Thank you so much
on everything. And thanks for chatting with us.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday, buddy.
Okay, have a great weekend, guys.
You too.
Bye-bye.
What just happened? I'll tell you what just happened. The eviction tonight is blowing people away. I mean, we'll talk about exactly what is making headlines. Stick with the stream, you guys. Bryce and I and etlive will be right back.
I need a break.
I need a drink.